Welcome back to DeepVisus, where vision meets depth. In today's episode, we dive into a groundbreaking paper titled The Free Energy Principle, a unified brain theory by Karl Friston, published in 2010. This work offers a fascinating lens through which to understand how the brain functions as a whole, from perception to action and learning. So, here's the question we'll explore. How can one principle explain the complex workings of the brain, uniting diverse theories of perception, action, and learning? Let's begin by unpacking the core idea. The free energy principle proposes that biological systems, including our brains, strive to minimize something called free energy. Now, free energy here isn't just a physics term. It's an information theoretic measure that acts as an upper bound on surprise, which is the brain's way of describing unexpected sensory inputs. Simply put, the brain constantly tries to avoid surprising or unpredictable states to maintain stability and adapt effectively to its environment. But how does the brain achieve this? It does so through two main strategies: perception and action. Perception involves updating internal models or beliefs to better predict incoming sensory data. Action, on the other hand, changes the world to make sensory inputs match those predictions. Together, these processes minimize free energy, keeping the brain's internal state aligned with its environment. This principle ties closely to the Bayesian brain hypothesis, which suggests the brain operates like a statistical inference machine. It builds hierarchical generative models, essentially predictions about the causes of sensory inputs, and constantly updates these models based on new information. This updating process is often described as predictive coding, where the brain sends predictions down the hierarchy and receives prediction errors, the differences between what it expects and what actually happens, back up to refine its models. Another key concept is the principle of efficient coding, which proposes that the brain optimizes the way it represents sensory information to maximize mutual information, meaning it encodes data as efficiently and usefully as possible. This principle is a special case of the free energy principle, emphasizing the brain's drive to represent the world in a parsimonious yet accurate manner. Learning and memory come into play through Hebbian plasticity, often summarized as cells that fire together wire together. This process strengthens synaptic connections based on correlated activity, which can be seen as the brain optimizing its generative models to better predict sensory inputs over time. Attention is explained by the brain's estimation of precision, or the reliability of prediction errors. Neuromodulators like dopamine and acetylcholine adjust synaptic gain, effectively tuning how much influence certain signals have on updating the brain's internal models. This links attention directly to the free energy framework. The theory also connects with reinforcement learning and optimal control theory, which focus on how the brain learns to maximize value or expected reward. Here, value is inversely related to surprise. Minimizing free energy means the brain is effectively seeking out states with high value, those that are expected and beneficial, while avoiding costly or surprising states. In conclusion, the free energy principle offers a unifying framework that integrates many major theories of brain function. It suggests that the brain's fundamental goal is to minimize free energy by continuously refining its internal models and acting to fulfill its predictions. This elegant principle links perception, action, attention, learning, and even evolutionary fitness under one mathematical umbrella. So, to answer our initial question, yes, one principle, the free energy principle, can indeed provide a comprehensive explanation for the complex, adaptive behavior of the brain, uniting diverse perspectives into a coherent whole. As we wrap up this episode of DeepVisus, keep in mind that this is just the beginning. The free energy principle opens doors to exciting questions about how exactly these processes manifest in neural circuits and how they relate to conditions like schizophrenia or Parkinson's disease. Stay tuned for our next episodes, where we will explore how these theoretical insights translate into real-world brain dynamics and what this means for artificial intelligence and robotics.